Let me take you back to a time when death was not something people feared in silence. It was something they prepared for. In ancient Egypt, people believed life did not end when the heart stopped beating. They believed death was a door, not a wall. And standing at that door was a quiet figure with the head of a jackal. His name was Anubis. Welcome to Cammy the Story Teller, and this is his story. Long before the great pyramids rose from the sand, before pharaohs were buried in gold, the people of Egypt noticed something strange. At night, jackals wandered near graveyards. They moved softly through the sand, watching, waiting. To the Egyptians, this was not random. They believed the jackal was a guardian, a creature that walked between worlds. And from this belief, Anubis was born. Anubis was not loud like thunder gods. He was not angry like war gods. He did not demand worship with fear. He was calm, silent, always watching. Anubis was the god who guarded the dead. When someone died, the family did not panic. They began preparations, not just for burial, but for a journey, because they believed the soul would travel to the Hall of Judgment, and Anubis would be there waiting. He was the first face the dead would see. Anubis guided embalmers as they worked. As bodies were washed, wrapped, and preserved, priests wore jackal masks to honor him. They believed Anubis himself was present, watching over every careful movement. This was not just tradition. It was trust. Because mummification was not about the body alone. It was about respect. The body had to be ready for the soul to return one day. And Anubis was the one who made sure nothing went wrong. But Anubis did more than guard bodies. He judged souls. When a person died, their heart was taken to the Hall of Judgment. Anubis placed the heart on one side of a scale. On the other side was the feather of Marat, the symbol of truth and balance. The room was silent. If the heart was light, free from lies, cruelty, and injustice, the soul was allowed to pass into the afterlife, a peaceful place of rest and reunion. But if the heart was heavy, Anubis did not shout. He did not punish. He simply stepped aside. And the soul was taken by a creature of chaos, never to rise again. That was the fear of ancient Egypt. Not fire, not torture, but being forgotten forever. Because of Anubis, people lived carefully. They watched their actions. They respected others. They believed every choice added weight to their heart. Anubis was not evil. He was fair. As time passed, other gods rose in power. Osiris became ruler of the afterlife. Isis became the Great Mother. Horus became king of the living. Still, Anubis remained. Even when he was no longer the ruler, he was still the guardian, the guide, the one who walked souls safely across the border between life and death. Temples were built in his honor. Statues of black jackals watched over tombs. His image was carved into walls, reminding the living that death was watching. Not to scare them, but to keep balance. To the Egyptians, Anubis was comfort. He meant that no soul would walk alone, that no death was ignored, that even in darkness, someone stood guard. Today, thousands of years later, his image still survives. The jackal-headed god still stares back at us from tomb walls and museum glass. And maybe that is why Anubis still fascinates us. Because deep down, humans have always wanted the same thing. When the journey ends, someone to guide us safely home. Thank you for listening to Cammy the Story Teller. If you enjoyed the story of the Guardian of the Dead, don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting stories.